I've been practicing with my little 2-year-old granddaughter, and I stole her sippy cup. So this is what we've been practicing. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees. Come on, everybody. I won't charge you for the exercise class. We'll do one more, and then I'm gonna. A gentleman here plays the bass guitar. I'm gonna have him up and do that. Is that all right with you? All right. Cool. And my buddy Ron, he's going to stick around and join you in the jam, and I'm going to stick around a little bit of it too, because he's riding with me. He lives over in Waterford too, so. I'm going to do one more that I wrote. I was born in a place called Gimlet Holler, and I lived up on top of the hill. My grandpa lived down by the road. They were the rich people, you know. They had a road. We never owned a car anyway, so we couldn't get it up there. But he'd sit on the porch, and I'd be walking down the road, and he'd holler, "Hey, come here, boy." And I'd get up there and on the porch with him, and he'd have me roll Bugler cigarettes for him, and roll it in this little roller thing. And then if I got dry, he'd send me down to the general store. It was right down the road, about 500 feet, and get myself an RC Cola and come back up there and roll more cigarettes. And then in the 60s, we were working on I-64, and it come right across Gimlet Holler and took my grandma's house. And they had to move them down the road. And for lunch, I went down to the general store to get me something, and my grandpa was sitting on the porch. I said, "Grandpa, what are you doing here on the porch?" And he said, "Well, no one comes and visits me anymore, so I got to come up here to tell these stories." So it's called The Storyteller. Hey, 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 you got time for me today? Asked my grandpa sitting on the porch of a local general store. He said, "No one wants to hear my tales. They don't visit anymore." Well, I guess it's probably because I think they've heard them all before. So I decided I would write them down, and then when I am gone, they can take them out, take their time and read them, and maybe even pass them on. Well, my kids are really quite surprised by the things I've seen and done. As I sit and tell the stories to my daughters and my sons. And there were times when I'd change things up just to hear what they would say. 'Cause the older I get, the better I was back in the good old days. And he'd say, "Hey, hey, hey, you got time for me today?" Spent the day with the storyteller, listening to the older one, so that I can learn to tell my tales to my own daughters and my sons. So I put them into song and I recorded them for my own legacy. Now they can listen if and when they want of how it used to be. Not all were total truth about the fame and glory. They'd say, "What's your point, Dad?" I'd say, "None. I just like to tell the stories." They were long stories. Hey, 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 you got time for me today? Well, I've gotten a lot older, got a lot wiser, got a lot of grandchildren. And these days, all I want to do is just sit out on that front porch. And when one of them walks by, here's what I do. Hey, 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 have you got time for me today? Thank you. Where'd he go? There he is. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's good to be here. It's nice to have some more.